Hello, all my CEO babes. We are doing day one of 100 days of YouTube, and we are going to be doing and talking about how do you start a business while being a full-time college student. And I get this question a lot of times from my peers, from my friends that are within entrepreneurship. And I want you to know that it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be in your 50s, you can be in your 20s, you can be in your 80s. Entrepreneurship, especially the entrepreneurial spirit, never dies. It's always within you, but sometimes life gets in the way, and sometimes maybe if you're stumbling upon this video and you're thinking to yourself, damn, I don't really want to go into the corporate traditional routes, but I want a life more than just working the 9 to 5, then this is the greatest video that you will watch, coming from a college student, coming from a person who's exactly in your place right now. Now, the first thing that I'm going to talk about really here is throughout this video, we're really going to touch on technical things that I think is really important for you to know, but we're also going to talk on the mindset pieces, because I'm going to be very honest with you. Entrepreneurship isn't all shiny bells and whistles, things like that. It takes a lot of work, and any entrepreneur or any business owner that you will meet can tell you the exact same thing. And so, really with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the first thing that you need to know. The first thing that you need to know is that it's time to take action rather than keep thinking about it, right? Maybe you have this great idea and you've thought about it, but you maybe are not in the environment of individuals where it's celebrated to be an entrepreneur, or it's celebrated to take even on your own risk. And maybe your parents might even tell you, hey, don't do that. Keep going to school, which I'm full in condolence of going to school, but I also think it's important for you to want more in life other than just, waking for that 8 a.m. class and then going to school and then doing homework, right? So the thing that I want you to know is that taking action, we spend more time thinking than actually doing. And the thing is as a college student, being an entrepreneur, this is the greatest time that you will ever have to do any of those things. And I really want you to think about it from the perspective of time, money, and responsibilities. You have plenty of time. To be honest, when it comes to being a college student, of course, there's different caseload, a different workload, depending on your major. But really, at the end of the day, it's pretty great to be a college student. You don't necessarily have to be so concerned about having a house, having a mortgage, having a baby on the way, or just doing all those adulting things. And this is the greatest time that you ever have to do anything, because think about it like this: when you're young, nobody has expectations of you go ahead and get that 9 to 5 job right away. You have the expectation to do school primarily from your parents and to do well in it, which I'm in full agreement with. But, I want you to ask yourself, what do you expect from yourself? What are the things that you're like, I want more from me other than this 9 to 5 job, right? So the first thing that I'm going to talk about here is essentially stop really thinking about the how, but start doing the how, and start doing it now, because you are at this age where you have the time to do it, right? Which is going to lead me to my second point. Do not get so hung up on the little details. Little details that may come to your mind is like, well, I need to start, don't I need a sole proprietorship, or don't I need an LLC, or don't I need a C Corp? All these things, and if this is new jargon, new to you, feel free to look it up, right? But the thing is at the end of the day, you can start a business and not necessarily have all those things set in place. What I like to do is try it out, see what happens, and then if this is something that you really pursue, then do the paperwork and things like that when you have a proven process. But, a lot of individuals disagree with me. You can start your business before, you can start your business after. It's really up to you, however you decide, but it doesn't matter about the details. The thing that matters is really what is it that you're going to add value to, whether it's your life or someone else's life, and how can you bring it to market, right? So if you have an idea, and I'm going to tell you this, make sure that the idea is something that you're passionate about, because if you are in entrepreneurship and you are not passionate about what you're doing and you're doing it just solely for money, that's only going to take you so far, but it's not going to drive you. Not drive you to push you through those moments when things are really tough. Not drive you to work through all the stuff that's going to happen being an entrepreneur, because there will be highs and very low lows. And it's important to go back to your why. Maybe you've heard of this, but what is your why into doing what you're doing? Why is it that you're here? Maybe you want a life full of freedom. Maybe you don't want to work that 9-to-5 job. I definitely know that that's not something that I desire, right? But it's important for you to know that those little details, those are minor compared to what you will accomplish at the end of the day. If you are here to accomplish that life full of freedom, then don't let a tiny detail of maybe setting up your business be the one thing that prevents you from doing it. Just go ahead and do it and figure out the details later, right? Or figure out the things that are going to happen later. But at the end of the day, just do the things that you need to do. Don't get hung up on the details. Now, those were a little bit of like the mindset aspects that I think every entrepreneur should know. The next thing that I want you to know at the end of the day is invest. And investing, it doesn't have to be per se always money, but it has to be time, energy, and money, either one of the three or a combination of all. But really, if you are serious about running a business, if you're serious about doing the things, then it's gonna take your time, it's gonna take your energy, and it's gonna take your money. I know a lot of times people get fearful of, investing and losing their investment, but if losing your investment is the worst thing that's gonna happen, anybody can make money. Money is something that will happen and will have for you. I mean, remember, you're a college student, right? Your backup plan probably is to continue to go to college and to continue to have a 9-to-5 job, right? That could be your backup plan. But at the end of the day, like, just invest every dollar, invest every minute, invest every energetic movement that you have into something that you truly want to do. Because again, this is the best time for you to do it, right? And so when it comes down to actually investing, I know it's pretty scary to invest maybe $5, $20 into that software that's actually going to save your life instead of doing that free trial, right? But think about it like this. If $20 can help you make you $1,000, can help you make $10,000, then you get a positive ROI on your investment. But an investment only works if you do the work, right? Let me say this again. An investment only works if you do the work, right? And if you do the work, then it's going to pay off, right? If the only time an investment is going to lose money is if you don't do the work. I sell coaching programs as an online business, and I have seen individuals who do the work. I have a client right now who's made over $10,000 since working with me because she does the work. And then there are other individuals who don't do the work. And at the end of the day, an investment is only as good as you do the work, right? And a little bit of a technical thing that I'm going to recommend for you guys, especially if you're trying to figure out, well, Tina, what is the industry that I should be in? It's a little bit of technical, but a little bit of passionate here, right here. Is that at the end of the day, make sure you're doing what you love. If you love maybe posting YouTube videos, or if you love talking to people, giving advice, consulting, if you love baking cookies and selling cookies, if you love, I don't know what it is that you love, make sure that what you do at the end of the day is something that you love, right? Because the thing when it comes to being a leader in the industry, the leaders in the industries are the individuals who do what they love. And I really want to bring this case in point right here. You did not start entrepreneurship, especially as a full-time college student, to not do what you love. You probably started this business because you realized you want more for yourself than that traditional corporate 9-to-5 job. And congratulations to you for wanting that. But it's important for you to, again, push through those times when things are going to be difficult, because doing what you love is what brings you centered. It's what keeps you grounded at the end of the day to keep doing what it is that you are doing, right? And so when it comes to figuring that out, once you figure out that passion, you want to figure out, okay, so who's the audience that you need to target? Maybe you need to do some market research. And what is market research? Well, market research is essentially when you're doing research on the market and you're trying to figure out, okay, what is it that maybe the peers around me need? Or is there something that I'm noticing that could be done better, right? And so you need to gather your market research so that when it comes time to you bringing something to market, you kind of have a little bit of validation that it already works and it's already proven to do so, right? So at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're doing the market research and you're doing the things that you need to do in order to essentially eventually be successful and take it to market. So at the end of the day, what is the summary that I'm going to say? What are the 3 things that need to happen for you? First thing that you need to do is don't get hung up on the little details. It's okay if you don't have everything set in place, but it's more important for you just to go ahead and do it. The second thing that you should know is that right now is the best time for you to start a business. Absolutely, 100% the best time for you to start a business, because you don't have a mortgage, you don't have a house, you don't have a baby, you don't probably pay for your cell phone bill, right? And you know your parents got you, right? You're young enough to do this, where it's like you're not really carrying that much risk. If anything, because you're not carrying that much risk, what are you gonna lose? There's really nothing that you can lose. And the third but most important thing that you need to do is you need to go ahead and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So really, actually, after you smash the like button, it really just doesn't take that much. After you go ahead to smash the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below, the most important thing that you need to know at the end of the day is that if you are pursuing entrepreneurship, it needs to be something that you truly love to do, because you started this business to do what you love, right? And it's more than just money. Being an entrepreneur is the money, you only get rewarded for putting the amount of efforts, putting the amount of love, energy in your work, and the money is just a consequence of the hard work that you put in, right? So at the end of the day, do what you love. You have the time. Don't get stuck up in the hung up action, little tiny details, but more importantly, make it happen. So that's all I gotta say on that. Go ahead and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I would love a comment for the day. What are your majors as a college student? Love to know. And put that in the comments below, and then I would love to chat with you there. And then that's pretty much, go ahead, subscribe, like, follow. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, I'll see you on the day 2 of 100 Days of YouTube, and I will talk to you then.